How long gone? Just checking it out. Chris Black, I'm still in London. The weather is peaking. I'm back in the city at the Rosewood, which I found out, Jason, is the former U.S. Embassy. So I'm kind of surprised
they
didn't welcome me with a 21 gun salute or anything. I was like, hello.
Chris here. Yeah, I was. That's when we were podcasting just 24 hours ago and talking about the embassy for sports teams and athletes from rival cities and countries. So I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of old hotels that go out of business that turn into, FC Barcelona strongholds with armed guards protecting all these guys wearing...
you can get a cappuccino just right past the two guys with machine guns to the right.
Only guys wearing Kid Super one pieces are allowed through these iron gates.
Don't let me if I catch any of y'all motherfuckers wearing the Larry David Kid Super collab...
LD is taking L after L this month. I watched another episode of the Larry David show that we were talking about. I was going to give it a fighting chance. My apologies to Kazi and the David family, but yeah, this one, it's a tough one, bro.
Well, I think
can't do it.
The Kid Super thing he definitely wasn't aware of. That was the HBO licensing department, so I'm going to let him. He's skating on that charge. The show, I think, luckily his legacy is kind of cemented. Because when you do, at this point, I think there's nothing to fuck up Seinfeld. Jerry's fucked up Seinfeld, but to fuck up Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld, Larry could never. But I understand when you're that age and you have the creative impulse and somebody says, yeah, how much money you want, you're just going to do it, And unfortunately, no one stopped him, but he'll recover.
He'll recover. He has a great rest of his career ahead of him. When I was watching it, I was like, who exactly is this show for? There is a cross section of dudes who are like into political commentary as well as, American history. And there is a large subset of young people out there, like Shane Gillis and all these people are really obsessed with like history and American history, and dudes that are kind of like smart but not educated they really gravitate towards history for whatever reason. It grounds them.
That's a really interesting observation because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Period.
And for someone like me who could care less about history, I'm sort of stunned, but I guess that's also like sort of a version of like all fellas, like I don't know, it could open a conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if Shane Gillis met my dad, they could go bar for bar on World War II or whatever.
Right. So, but you already have sports. We can already talk about the Panthers versus the Steelers or whatever. We don't have to go bar for bar over Gettysburg and like, oh, actually the third general was taken down, and when the tent was on fire and it was raining that day at Chattahoochee or whatever. I never really understood. Like I would go into history class and I would learn some history and I would be like, this interests me zero. And I know that, we could learn from the past informs the future, but maybe not necessarily all of the past.
There's
a market for it. I mean, like how long gone we create content for like rich people who are kind of dumb. And, Larry David it was like he created content for rich people who were like, didn't take life so seriously. Like, yes, we have like $30 million and live in Bel Air, but like, we don't really, we're not like super serious.
We can laugh about like the ins and outs of the local Jewish delicatessen together.
Precisely.
And that did bring people together. Yeah. But the fascination with history, I feel like it's like it's the easiest thing to study. I feel like there's so much available information, and being interested in it is shocking to me. But doing that in your free time as a pleasure, a hobby that also makes you sound quote unquote smart is an interesting phenomenon. But it does. Gillis, like all of the comedian guys. Like, if you listen to any of those podcasts, they do get into this stuff where I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have no idea. Like, I don't remember social studies.
Like, dude, Belgium got fucking smoked, dude. Like, France was so beast in 1498. I'm glad that they are able to latch on to something and, make it their own and enjoy it the same way people latch on to, restoring old cars or doing any old stuff,
Victimless crime. I mean, it is a victimless crime.
Yeah, I mean, I want my Larry David to be focusing on the minutiae of life in Beverly Hills, not like what's going down, with John Adams.
Jason said the only Sam Adams I know is a 12-pack. You know what I'm saying, big guy? Yeah,
that part.
No, I understand. There's been some more. I swore that we would not talk about the Taylor Swift smooth brain gathering at MSG.
I don't think you did swear. I'm more than happy to milk this cow. These udders are long.
But now they're saying
fruitful.
Quali and Antonov broke up. She wasn't there. She's taking his pictures off the grid. She's in a pool with Drew Starkey somewhere shooting. I don't know what to believe, Jason, but what people are saying based on a few other, recent happenings is that it all comes back to Lena Dunham supremacy, and that Dunham runs the world with an iron fist on high. And it's tough to argue with the facts that we have right now that it's not true.
Yeah, she influences powerful people. She is, she's kind of like we were saying before, the what's his name is the modern day Truman Capote. She's sort of like, she's serving female Capote vibes. Like she's able to get into the top of the A-list and just put little things in their ear, spread things around. She's just toxic enough. Like she has a good soul and a good heart, but she's just messy enough to like break them up just for fun,
I just love that the controversial joke from the wedding that they won't stop talking about is her saying, you got like a gay joke about football. Like it's she is so smart and cerebral and did that low-hanging fruit joke because she knew her audience and it actually made them mad, which makes them look even stupider. Do you know what I mean? It's like it really did exactly what it was supposed to do.
It is a very low-hanging fruit joke, but I guess they're like, oh, not on Taylor's big day. Don't talk about
not on the big day.
Don't talk about the glaring examples of homoeroticism in our sport.
You're saying that us having a position called tight end is gay? I'm not going to stand for this shit.
Well, I think what the problem is all these football players are cucked. They can't take a joke or an insult, and they see somebody like Lena Dunham say something like that, and they want to clap back, but they feel like they can't. So that's why they just kind of huff and puff and get upset. Where a real Mike Vick, someone out there,
Vick would be dying. Vick would be slapping his leg.
He'd be loving it, or he would be like, "You fat fucking bitch! Come up, say it to my face right now." Like whatever it is, like you're gonna participate in it. You're not gonna let Lena Dunham take you down emotionally. You're gonna tit for tat, play ball.
I hate to say it, Jason, but I bet the black players in attendance were laughing. This feels like classic.
This bitch, right? You guys are gay as hell.
Yeah, he's like,
not me though. Not me.
No, I'm a wide receiver. I'm running away from you guys. You know what I'm saying? I think there's something to be said.
I'm running away from all these fat guys who keep trying to hug me.
Yeah, I like the sport, but these fat guys, they keep trying to hug me. Yeah,
everyone's too scared. Everyone, it's the same as the comedians who are saying like, oh, cancel culture. We can't say anything.
We didn't talk about that Louis C.K. Dude, the opening joke of that Louis C.K. Netflix special is one of the worst things I have ever heard. Like actually, like I was like, oh, this guy, everybody says he's a genius. All my dark woke friends love him. Oh my God. When it got to that, I was like, oh, it's got to go somewhere. When he finished that joke, I was like, this is the most washed shit I have ever. It was embarrassing. Truly embarrassing.
It happens to everyone, musician or comedian or whatever. Like, like the Van Morrison, you were talking about how much you love him, but if you listen to a modern Van Morrison song, it's just, it's the equivalent of that Louis C.K. special. People don't know when to hang it up, but I feel like comedians should last longer. I feel like, you're always like Larry David is able to go through every day and like this guy tried to put his dog shit in my trash can or what, all those little things, you can milk it well into your life. But Louis is like in his 50s and he's already done.
No, done.
That's kind of sad. But I mean, I think part of him is like very like self-destructive. Like I'm going to see, whatever I can do. Like it's almost so bad that it's performance art, and he's just like toying with them. Of like I'm gonna.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I think
I'm gonna take 18 million from Netflix and just do this weird poo poo pee pee. It was like when Kanye West was doing that poo poo song.
I just was.
It's just like y'all motherfuckers are gonna stream this. I'm gonna get 300 million plays on my Scoop doop, scoopity poop, poopity poop poop. It was like, I mean, I am giving him too much credit. He probably is just washed and bad. And if that is the case, Louis, you're just lazy.
I couldn't believe
Lazy
it.
Louis.
I couldn't believe it because it's also like it came and went. So, people were mad that he was given a chance, and then they couldn't even be mad because it was so bad. They just were sort of like, all right, fuck it.
He really did used to be the best, though. When he was peaking, can't tell him nothing. It was just like, damn, he is just the number one.
Luckily, I remember.
Maybe we had rose-colored glasses on, ginger-colored glasses.
Our memories are too short, thank God. But that shit was abysmal. I mean, I really couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it because I went into it with an open mind. I was never like the biggest fan. I'm not like, this guy's a genius, I can't wait. But like, I was like, I'm gonna watch this because people are so mad about it. And it just, I was stunned. I really was. I was taken aback.
Yeah, because he used to be the guy who was not afraid to say, that thing that you have in the back of your mind, and he'll find that truth bomb, that honest moment that we all deal with, and that is, that's like sort of the pinnacle of high level comedy. And he skipped all of that and went straight to just like, my mom's dead and fat.
Dude, he said I got AIDS from a rat. That's insane. That's like, that is so, I couldn't believe it. Like, it kept me up. Like, I was trying to fall asleep, and that it was so bad and so stupid that I was like, I couldn't, it was doing backflips in my brain. I was like, this is crazy that this guy got paid this much money for this. And they were just like, I fuck it, put it up. We got numbers to hit. It's like a traffic cop giving out speeding tickets. Like, we got numbers to hit. Netflix is like, put it up.
These situations all the time of like, don't forget, 78 high-ranking executives all had to sign off on this, and every single person was like, "Let's run it, baby, print it."
I think it was more of a let's run it.
We have to put this out. Fuck. All right. Let's do Tuesday 4 a.m. We'll be on the home screen until Wednesday. and we'll call it.
Yeah.
I think he's either. I think it's like 20% chance Polymarket vibes, 20% chance he is trolling, and 80% chance that this is like one of the last things he does before 9mm in the mouth. Not to be crass.
I don't know who could support him after this. All right, we have a guest today. A long overdue, a legend in his own right, Derek Blasberg. You know him if you've done anything in the last 20 years. He's done it all. He had a big party last night at Karl Lagerfeld's library for his new book he did, which I can't wait to see. He's an editor at large of Vanity Fair, and I can't wait to talk to him. Let's get this little queen on the horn and chop it up.
I don't hear it in the microphone. Am I still crisp? Oh, wow, camera's on from both of you right now. Look at these two studs.
Okay, so you can't hear us or you can't hear yourself?
But they're not working. Well, hold on. Stay there. Don't move.
Okay, I can tell you how to fix it.
Can you hear me? Output volume. Okay. Okay, guys. Look at this. What can't you do? What can't you do? This is tech support.
We do it all. Okay.
We have to. I have to tell somebody how to do that every 3 times a week. So
Oh, so you're saying I'm basic?
I'm saying it's such a common issue. It happens to everyone. It's like when you get your HPV result, and they're like, honestly, 1 in 3 have it. It's not even a big deal.
Amen. Amen.
It's kind of weird if you don't have it, right?
That's my next Zoom with my my GP.
Your gynecologist?
My gynecologist. My OBGYN.
Derek, you're coming to us from Paris. You're in the belly of the couture.
Is this on? Is this happening?
Yeah, it's happening.
Yes, queen.
There's no pre-roll. No.
We do that before you get here. We're ready. We come in ready to go.
No, I know that you do an intro,
Pre-roll.
but we don't have right now a sort of foreplay.
No. We stick it in.
There's no before.
No.
A long gone. Okay. Wow.
Derek, we showed up hard and you showed up wet, and we just kind of do it.
Are you going to keep all that nonsense about me not knowing how to use Zoom? And no, you'll cut that out.
No, the butt stuff probably, yes, we will keep. But
wow.
I know exactly what to trim. Don't worry.
I would love to know, you're in the belly of the beast, Paris couture, and you are in looks to be a suite, and I'm sure it's at a hotel.
The Schiaparelli suite? What do you got there?
That's quite nice. What are we working with here? Is this where you always stay, or do you switch it up depending on kind of who's paying?
Chris, you promised me there would be no visual. What if I was topless right now?
I'm painting a picture. There's no visual. It's merely
you're going to use your words to pay. Oh, I get it.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is the video feed is internal only. Nobody out there listening will ever see how great you look right now. And we're matching as well. A nice little subtle polo, no biggie.
Mm-hmm.
What does it say?
New York strong.
New York. Does that say New York? Does that say New York strong or New York tough?
Oh, New York tough. Maybe they charged by the word, the letter. No, it says New York tough. It says sorry.
The T's are cheaper.
You're
I'm
in
sorry.
bed. It's
Sorry,
kind of
guys. Yes, here. Sorry.
a pistachio headboard and a Lacoste polo with custom embroidery. How's the weather? How's the vibe on the ground?
I gotta tell you, there's nothing more boring than talking about the weather.
Not true. We do it all the time here.
So you are gay.
But all I want to talk about in Paris is how hot it is.
Is it still that hot?
It is boiling. Today was the Balenciaga Couture show, all outdoors, no tent, full sun.
Ooh.
And to spend all that money to look like you just got out of a basketball game. I mean, I'm drenched. I look rough.
Now, you're known for being a snappy dresser, of course. What do you do? How do you do this? Because, I showed up, I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I don't give a shit. At a certain point, there's nothing I can do. What is your approach when the sun is mad at you?
Well, Chris, on Derek's level, when you go to one of these shows, they give you the clothes to wear. You don't just get to show up with a T-shirt and your little
Jason,
501.
and that's where you're wrong, Jason. At Couture, they ain't giving anybody anything. Well, not Derek.
Oh, okay.
Jason, that's factually inaccurate. I actually often don't like to wear the provided clothes because then you have no autonomy. You have to wear it. If you say yes, you'll wear it, and a garment bag shows up, you've got to commit.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as Chris is pointing out in this heat, it's short sleeve, baby.
Yeah,
Sun's out, guns out.
Okay, so did Balenciaga did not send you any cloaks or any mushroom shaped outerwear?
For the women's couture show, no, there was nothing that worked for me, Jason.
Bury the lead. I didn't know it was women only. Okay.
I don't know when I look at that kind of stuff, man, I'm always like, I know the attitude's supposed to be like, this is art, and I respect that. But sometimes I'm like, these guys are playing with us a little too much.
I'm gonna blow both of your minds. Couture, they don't give a shit about you.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Couture doesn't think about you at all, bitch.
No, ma'am.
There's an oil heiress in Dallas that they got their eye on, and it ain't me or
Okay,
Jason.
Derek, is there any
Dallas? No. Saudi Arabia. We're talking Middle
That's
East.
the Dallas of the Middle East. That's the Dallas of the Middle
Dallas
East.
of the Middle East. That's
Don't sleep on China. Okay, is there any couture? I'm not gonna. Obviously, some couture is good, some is not good, some is experimental, whatever. I'm not gonna just say like, is any couture good? But if you were to prescribe a collection for somebody like Chris or I, just a couple of regular American guys to sink our teeth into, you know what I mean? Because we don't have the mindset of a couture enjoyer.
If I was trying to explain or justify the existence of couture to two Neanderthals like you and Chris, what I would say is that couture is fashion's laboratory.
Yes.
Here, this week in Paris, is where the brightest and best minds are trying to incubate their biggest and best ideas for what fashion means and looks like today. And of course, that scene from The Devil Wears Prada about the cerulean belts or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This is really where it all happens.
Okay.
So these are the ideas that start at the top of the mountain before they slowly meticulate.
Yes.
Jason, this is what happens
down
before it becomes
to
a
you two.
a quarter zip sweatshirt with a logo on it for $3,500.
And then eventually I go and I buy the Row jelly sandal at Old Navy for $2.99 at my local mall. And it all starts at couture.
It's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry when in fact you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff.
Percentage-wise, how much couture is good and bad?
Well, now you're asking if ideas are good or bad, right?
Most are bad.
So the difference, I think, between couture and ready-to-wear, now stop me when these terms become too insidery for you two, when pret-a-porter, for example, is that couture, you really only need to find one person to buy it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter.
The sucker born every day.
Amen.
I feel like people collect it, which I do understand that impulse. And it's like, how many times you're going to wear it? That's not really the point. The point is to have this in my my climate controlled wing of my house, which that from that standpoint I understand it. I do that.
Wait, are there some people who don't have climate controlled closets? I'm so confused.
Well, I'm only speaking for myself.
Right.
I know you probably have
Okay,
one.
right.
I'm gonna be sick. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know if you have a full-time staff member that organizes that, or if you kind of do it in your free time. Now that you have kids and stuff, it's probably
do
harder.
you not have a fridge in your bathroom for your creams?
I don't. Well, the
Whoa!
Do you
Oh my God!
do you really have? Do you have
Two cavemen! Oh my God!
do you have a fridge in your bathroom for creams? Be
I
honest.
don't, but that's the life I aspire to have.
top of your head? Who's the first person you know who has a small fridge in their bathroom for their creams?
I write a lot for Architectural Digest, and there's a couple of interior design cues that I think signify that life.
Okay.
And one of them is a small fridge in your bathroom for your expensive creams. Take notes. Why aren't you two writing this down?
Don't worry, the AI is jotting it down for
Oh,
us.
great. Fantastic.
thinking-
That makes me feel great.
Okay, well, we all have some business acumen going through our brains. Have we thought about designing, the millennial cream fridge for the bathroom, something that can slip into one of the drawers like a low boy fridge, pull out, in an industrial setting? Is anyone working on the small fridge space for your salmon sperm?
The
facials?
Target option for your cream fridge has not come up here in Paris during Couture Week, Jason. No.
No, Jason's
But let
not.
me-
I didn't say Target. I'm not talking. It's okay if it costs $1,800. It just has to be something that's sleek and cute and lives in your bathroom.
There could be, Jason, this is something you should take to Sub-Zero. I think you should just go to one of the heavy hitters in the space, shrink it, not Smeg, the enemy.
Why not Smeg? Why not a little pink Smeg?
No, don't. I know you've got your Dolce & Gabbana Smeg toaster at the house, but we're not playing with
Look,
it.
with AI technology, I can do it all myself. I mean, all joking aside, I was like, we should start making these millennial, pistachio avocado colored syringe dispensers, because everyone is, injecting themselves 12 times a week with these needles all over the place. Cleaning ladies starting to wonder if you're back on, heroin or whatever. What if there's just a cute little place to put our syringes?
You're actually not wrong, because, I have this book coming out, like the subtle seg into this book, and it's all about what life was like in 2009 and 2012. And what I think kids do now is much different than what although I'm probably a couple of years older than you two, what we were doing 17 years ago, because now kids are obsessed with their creams and their beauty routines and their facials and those masks.
That's all they have.
If I talk to anybody with like teenage daughters, I'm like, oh, what are they into? And they're like Sephora. Like they don't even. It's just like whatever. Like drunken
They
elephant.
used to be into dick. Now it's fucking Sephora.
But it is. You're right. I think that the wellness thing has reached an age that is kind of shocking.
So now instead of selling back to school backpacks, we should be selling miniature beauty fridges. I think is there like some sort of copyright law that I could enforce on the back of this podcast? Since I literally now. It's on footage, whatever this thing. What is this? A podcast? Whatever.
In my house,
it's here. It exists.
Is this thing on? What is this?
Where I'm from, the second fridge in the house was in the garage. That's where you keep the deer meat.
Wow.
So this is a lot for me. This is kind of a lot for me to unpack mentally.
I'm from Missouri. Don't act like I don't know what jerky is.
I know that you're from the real America, but you're so far removed now. I don't. Do you remember it?
Although I have spent the greater part of 25 years crawling on my hands and knees out of my childhood years in America's Midwest, the sweet smell of deer jerky never really leaves.
Yeah, no, sure.
So you made it to 25 in the swamps of Missouri?
Wow, no. Well, no, 26 years of me crawling out. 26, not 25. I keep on forgetting how old I am.
You've been gone.
It just seems like you're the type of cat who's leaving, 15 to 19, getting out of there fast and then going to wherever.
Did you go to NYU?
Jason, I'm going to blow your mind. And yes, Chris, I went to NYU. We literally talked about this. But back to you, Jason.
I'm just
Wow.
making sure.
Wow.
I'm making sure. I didn't want to be like, oh no, I went to Columbia and I look like an asshole.
That was an authentic shock. Like that was not like you're trying to set me up for a little biography reveal. No, you really forgot that we've talked about this. Back to you, Jason. Perfect attendance, K through 12.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Perfect attendance was on the local news. You guys are not more impressed that I didn't miss a day of school, kindergarten through 12th grade? No sick days. No nothing.
Before I dropped out of high school, I'd never missed a day either of school.
Oh, wow.
Really?
No.
You went every day and then you dropped out?
Yeah, well, it's either I'm an all or nothing type of guy. You know what I mean?
Flush that out, that sort of personality type.
Chris famously never gets sick except for when he has COVID, but did you ever push through and go to school while you were contagious?
I'm sure. I mean, now I get arrested for going to school with a runny nose. But in the good old days, in the 90s, you didn't stop. I also knew, by the way, growing up in St. Louis, other people get out of their hometowns other way. Maybe you're good at sports. Maybe you get a sports scholarship. Maybe you're Carly Kloss, who's also from St. Louis, who is 6 feet tall in 8th grade and leggy and a supermodel. That wasn't my destiny. So I knew that the way I was getting out of here was over preparation, ambition.
Okay.
I got a scholarship to NYU, and then I never went back.
Oh, we got a scholarship. Oh, I knew you had to throw that in. What, academic, I assume.
What were your extracurricular activities to get you approved?
Funny you should ask, Jason. I lettered. I think I was a doctor of athletics. I was Missouri Scholar Athlete. I played 3 sports every year. I was on the soccer team, the swim team, and the volleyball team. And don't you dare make any comment.
No straight sports were available. They only had gay sports.
We don't have to make the joke, Derek. It's all
How long has it been? I was waiting for the homoerotic subtext to emerge in today's podcast.
Honestly, I was volleyball. Because I have a friend, Eric Shakeen, who you might know, who went to NYU and he played volleyball at NYU. And I met all these guys that got scholarships to NYU to play volleyball. I didn't even know that was possible.
I think we were the Flaming Violets in NYU. Have they changed? Have they?
Come on,
say something. Say something right now. Say something right now.
Flaming Violets
I fucking dare you.
Flaming Violets is really cool, honestly. It sounds more like a band than it does a sports franchise.
You landed that plane. Well done, Chris.
Who are your top St. Louis? Because the only 3 I know are you, Andy, and Carly. So who else do we have? John Hamm?
John Hamm is from St. Louis. Sam Altman and John Hamm went to the same high school. John Goodman, Kevin Kline.
Oh, this is pretty great. Okay, shit. All right.
Any women or no? Other than Kloss.
Any women?
Seems like a lot of leading men up in here, which I'm not complaining about, but I do like diversity.
I know you're famously diverse.
Because Conyers, Georgia. We have the Fannings, which is a huge export for
Dakota?
us. Being and Dakota and Elle are from. They went Conyers, Georgia.
They grew up in the Valley. What are you talking about?
But they were not born in the Valley.
How shitty is your town that the only people you can claim
very
is
shitty, very
Fanning,
shitty,
who left when they
very
were
shitty.
In utero.
We had a famous STD outbreak that was part of a documentary on PBS and a school shooting. That's our we're a suburb, for Christ's sake.
It's America.
Yeah.
Everyone has a school shooting now.
This is vintage though. This is before it was cool.
School shooting's not going to get you into NYU anymore. We're going to need something more than that.
I'm just saying St. Louis seems relatively stacked for a place that we don't consider much.
Oh,
in
we
the
don't consider Anheuser-Busch, legendary from St. Louis, pure in a cuppy chow. Like, what do you mean we don't consider much? Where would you be without beer and dog food, Chris? A little respect.
Honestly,
put some respect on St. Louis's name.
I'm proud to say I've never bought dog food in my life, and beer wasn't really my thing. So you see how I could overlook these.
Okay, Derek, rib-related question. Do you use the hands for eating ribs, or are you a knife and fork ribber?
I use my hands for everything, Jason. Thanks for asking.
Okay, wrapping it up. How long gone? Thank you for joining us.
I like that. When you go to sushi, are we chopsticks or hands?
Chopsticks.
Okay.
I told the story in this podcast when you took me to lunch, and it was the most expensive lunch I've ever been to, and I appreciate that.
That was the best date you've ever had, you told me.
It was.
The best date you ever had.
Where'd you go?
We went to Capo Massa at 976 Madison Avenue between 76 and 77th Street, conveniently located beneath the Gagosian Gallery.
But Derek, I told you this, Jason. We get the bill, and I pull out, and he goes like, "You don't want to do that." And I was like, "Oh,
that's called chivalry." That's chivalry.
He said, I was like, "Oh, we can just split it." He's like, "You don't want to do that," and just put his card down. And then I found out this was the $50 melon dessert.
Right.
Well, I was doing that was a long con, and you're a sucker. I was doing that to seduce you. For one day you would have me on this podcast.
It doesn't take that, but it helps. I mean, it can't hurt. It can't.
You're
hurt.
saying you're a cheap date, and I overspent.
I'm saying we do 3 of these a week. At a certain point, everybody.
Chris will put out for a bean and cheese. You don't have to do the 4-hour tasting menu.
Jason
sounds like he's still got that jerky on his mouth.
Jason,
okay.
Oh shit! All right, so your book came out. You did it last night with friend of the show Sarah Moonves. You guys in conversation.
Sarah Moonves very kindly hosted a Q&A with me
Shout out to Sarah.
for a book called Fast and Loose.
Yes, and
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Jeff.
and tell us what the book is about.
I got to be honest. The whole concept of the book was pretty. I didn't think cerebral. I did not think it was like this was not a deep dive.
Sure.
But then when I got into it, and after I've been speaking about it with Sarah, with you guys, with other people, it's become like a much more deep project. So the top line is I had a column in Interview magazine from 2009 to 2012.
Yes.
My editor at the time was Christopher Bolin, who I'm sure you guys know. And it was called Fast and Loose, and it was a diary. And what was awesome about 2009 to 2012 is that we had already developed rapid communication, right? You could text, you had a BlackBerry, you had a Sidekick, you had BBM. I miss BBM.
We all do. We talk about it all the time. Best form of communication.
But 2012 was before the onslaught of social media.
Yeah.
Which obviously changed the way we live, changed with what you could get by with, changed the way you measured a good night. So Sarah and I were going over all the incredible ways you used to measure a good night, which was hangovers, broken shoes, missed appointments the next day, cuts, bruises,
Black eye.
physical harm. Exactly, Jason. And now, of course, young people are measuring, I think, a good night in likes, engagements, shares, or they got a Fitbit.
Sleep score.
Yeah, they're measuring it on hours of sleep. And so 2009 to 2012, in my mind at least, and probably in some other people that were around at that time, was this sweet spot where you're super connected, but you were still living inside the room. And so Sarah Andelman, who has a Paris-based publishing company called Just an Idea, I had always wanted to do something together with her. And so she remembered that column. She says, "Do you still have these pictures?" And I do. I had them in an old hard drive, and I had to find that motherfucker and dig it up and juice it up, and I sent her about.
I'm sorry you had to do that. It feels below you.
It was I'm a if you want it done right, do it yourself kind of guy, Jason. I don't.
You're cross to bear.
Since you refused to engage with me, my only point of contact for this shitty podcast is Chris, and so as he knows, I book myself. It was my own calendar, as you know, because you had to sign me into this thing, and I didn't know how to turn on my microphone over here. It's a one-man band.
We have that in common, kind of.
Yeah.
We love our teams, of course, but we are solo operators.
These photos made it from a BlackBerry into a hard drive that's set in a closet somewhere, and then you were able to resurrect them.
No, not a BlackBerry. So this is actually even more fascinating, is that these pictures were taken like on a Canon G9, G10.
Oh, you were okay, so the quality's a little better. That's what I was going to ask, because a BlackBerry photo at this point would look like, blobs.
A BlackBerry in 2000 had one pixel. You had like there was no hide down.
Okay, so these pictures. All right, so what haunts? I'm sure this is prime time for you. I'm assuming.
Wait, is this more a photo book than a written book, or is it both?
It's pictures and captions. Thank you for checking out the PDF before we did this today, guys. Really appreciate your involvement and deep, thorough research on this project. Anyway, but let's stick on the camera.
Hold on. I didn't receive a PDF, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
PDF. We don't know her, Derek.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I've never met her once from you.
Well, maybe that's on me for not sending it. But really, I'm the guest here. You know, be a little bit more hospitable.
The customer's always right.
Hospitable.
We do apologize.
But I want to stay on the camera for 1 second, because as I'm looking back on these pictures, I don't know if you ever took pictures at night. The idea, we are now obsessed with streamlining our lives. I don't even take a wallet out anymore. You know, your credit card's on your digital wallet, and
we're tapping.
Like the idea of carrying a whole other device around with you at night that you had to remember to charge, that you had to like have an external battery.
And you're not even the kind of gay that carries a purse, so you had to put it in your pocket.
Hey, Chris, what kind of gay carries a purse? Flesh that out for me.
Just different gays. I'm just saying you're not that type.
Let's sit with this.
Different gays?
No.
Describe the kind of gay that carries a purse.
Just different ones. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Why use the term purse? Why not like messenger bag, fanny pack? Why did you decide on purse?
I don't think you had your Timbuktu messenger bag over at Bungalow 8.
It was Patagonia, and I did. So how dare you?
Period.
You are from St. Louis. Okay. All right. So we got all these photos compiled.
Wait, I'm still on the camera, because then you had to wait for the flash to charge.
Oh yeah, sure.
Wow.
And do you remember the sound? It'd be like a zzz, like you're waiting, and so like you take a picture of your friend. They're like kind of people don't wait for shit anymore. So then like you have a camera, you wait for the flash to charge. Then you take the picture. Then you get home. You have to remove the memory card, get an external memory. Now most computers now have like a memory card reader on it. But so now you have another piece of equipment.
You got a dongle.
You had to download the pictures. I mean, it was I am, as I said earlier, like I thought this would be sort of a lightweight like project. Here's some pictures from 17 years ago, but I keep on going back to like how different life was then. That I did all that shit. That you would bring the camera, bring the memory card, charge it, share it.
And we were more than happy to do all that because it was it still felt like you were cheating God by not having to go drop the film off and waiting a week.
You were winning.
And paying all this money. You're like, oh, you just pull this thing out and stick it into my dongle, and then stick that into my thingy, and then download the Canon app.
And then, speaking of playing God, I loved having the pictures because then everybody wanted them the next day. You'd be like, oh, I haven't downloaded the pictures yet. You could bargain with them. You hold them ransom. Memories with leverage,
Oh, wow. Okay. So a little toxic male photographer energy. I like that.
Oh, wow. That's how you define
Let's just get you out. Let's just get you out of that shirt real quick for the next one.
I got a couple great snaps of you if you want to come over to the house later and check them out. I got a really nice bottle of red I've been wanting to open up.
Exactly.
It's actually decanting right now. If you're here in the next hour, we can probably get into it.
So Terry Richardson walked so Derek Blasberg could run, is what we're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. 100%.
And you were also, it sounds like you're a little bit in the Mark the Cobra Snake's nachos. Did you have a website to display these pics?
Of course not. No, this was not a job. This was a hobby. This was a passion project.
It was a jobby.
Is the Cobra Snake's first name Mark?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You're more of a last night's party guy.
The teacher becomes the student, Derek.
All right. So when you were publishing this in an interview, how many, on average, how many photos are running? Is this monthly, I assume?
Yeah. Well, magazines were monthly then, Chris.
Well, it's a well, there were websites then. Okay.
Tell us what it was like before digital covers, Derek.
Yeah. You're part of the fucking problem. Editor at large ass, digital cover ass. So how many photos on average would run? What are we talking, 10?
More than 10 because, of course, you wanted to squeeze as much on a page as you could.
Yeah.
The other thing you realize, the difference between digital and paper is that no one's cramming space on digital.
Yeah.
No, what you could, yeah, sure, 1,000 words, 10,000 words. We don't give a shit. Just make sure it's due on Monday. Don't even fact check it. No one's gonna read this. It's
Fuck
online.
it. Yeah.
None of this matters anymore.
Nothing matters.
So all right. What are the top 3 clubs photographed and then subjects? Like how many pictures of the Olsen twins inside?
Well, maybe Chris can guess. Maybe the top 3. We got the Olsens. We got a Chloe Sav. We got whoever it could be.
Who is really
Chris,
out? Kirsten Dunst.
You're overlooking one queen of the New York scene in 2009 to 2012.
Sarah Moonves. Who?
Corey Kennedy.
You're getting so far. Think more glamorous.
Who?
Think more
Madonna.
Vibrant, a little younger, more freckles.
Lindsay Lohan, of course, the queen.
Lindsay Lohan, of course.
I forgot you used to really rub
amateurs.
You used to really rub elbows.
Chris should have got that.
Chris, I'm disappointed.
I'm sorry, you're right.
I should have got that too because I was throwing parties in LA in 2009 that Lindsay Lohan was going to. Didn't do a ton of interacting besides filling up her Crystal Geyser bottles with Grey Goose and hiding them under a table. But
all right, so I'm guessing
not a ton.
I'm sorry, Lindsay Lohan is number 1, and then Beatrice Inn is the number 1 club.
At 2009, Bungalow 8 was on its way out.
Yes.
And Beatrice was
and lit was you weren't going. Lit was
hot. Yes, there's a whole spread and accompanying text devoted to Chrissy Miller and Lit.
Wow.
My first DJ set in New York, Lit Lounge basement.
Wow, that's actually okay. So Chrissy deserves that. Chrissy's a day one.
Shout out Chrissy Miller.
She deserves
Love
that.
Chrissy.
Okay, so Lindsay Lohan also was very hot. Not celebrity wise. I'm saying looks. That was her peak.
You're saying that like that's like a a fascinating topic. Yes.
I'm saying she was making your job easier as the photographer, is what I'm trying to say.
Chris, I didn't know that you thought she was that hot back
I'm
then.
a Lohan lover. Lohan in her prime.
You're a Lowhead? I didn't know that.
There's something that existed during this era called the Lynn zine. There's 3 issues of.
What's Lindsay?
A guy made a zine of pictures of Lindsay Lohan. He did 3 editions. It was black and white photocopy. Of course, I have them, all 3 in the archives. And it was just the picture of Lindsay Lohan posing with like the MTV Awards surfboard in a bikini with
And
the
a alcohol monitoring bracelet. I know exactly where you're going.
That's one of that picture sums up that era so beautifully.
Want me to blow your mind, guys? Lindsay Lohan turned 40 years old on July 2nd.
No, I know. I know. She honestly looks good. She got her Middle Eastern guy with bread. She got the right work done. She looks good.
She's great. And I think she is living a cleaner, better life.
She got it together,
I'm
kind
still
of.
a fan.
She kind of got it together.
I'm still a fan of Lindsay Lohan.
Okay, but because you famously have a deep, rich Rolodex, could you text Lohan now? Like, do you have the current cell phone?
I do. But I do.
Lindsay
she had a
knew?
birthday party in Sag Harbor.
Lindsay knew. So you went to her 40th in Sag Harbor.
Sadly, it overlapped with Couture, sweetie, and I'm here selling a book. So work comes first always.
I love that you're at Couture to sell a book. Those 2 things are at odds in some ways. All right.
Well, I'm not here to buy a dress.
I know. All right, so Lohan.
He's not there for the food.
Also, just so we're clear, this book was not just. I mean, I wasn't like a paparazzi. You know, I also like went home to Missouri. There was columns on Lake of the Ozarks. It was
Okay.
Yeah.
And the true Warholian, who founded, of course, Andy Warhol founded Interview magazine. There was a diary.
Mm-hmm.
The banal is as interesting as the beautiful. There was
The minutia of DB's life. It's not just the nightclub.
It's the full package. Okay,
As
It's
it
not
should-
just
as it
leave
should be.
Beatrice in.
Inclusive.
That might have been your life in 2009, but don't put your shit on me.
No, Derek, I'm thinking about just time. I'm just thinking about time spent. And I would say you were probably in a nightclub more than you were visiting your parents or going to Lake of the Ozarks during that time period.
Oh,
That's all I'm
sure
saying.
my mom will love to hear that. Thank you so much.
That's not a shot. You're just
Shout
a busy
out Carol. Shout out Carol. Yeah, these are my friends. This is what people's like in New York. This is what it does to you.
guy. All right. So last night you guys talk about it. Yeah, and you were in the famous Karl Lagerfeld library, which has been, if you were on Tumblr, you know this library. It's an unbelievable looking space. What had you'd been there before? I assume.
I've been there often. I had worked. There's pictures in the book of me when I was on set with Carl. He asked me to style a story with Daphne Guinness and Amanda Harlick where they transformed into each other for an issue of V magazine in 2011.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, yes, this is.
Bravissimo.
I'll send you the pictures. I'll send you the pictures.
No, I'm going to buy the book, Derek. I'm a friend. I'm going to
Sure.
buy the book. No, I
Sure.
buy book. Jason, tell him. I don't do that. I buy.
He would buy this even if he did not know you, and even if there wasn't an A-list name attached to it. If it was just like something he found in a bookstore, he would be like, "Oh, this is exactly right up my alley."
Oh wow, you're such a fan of the printed work. Wow,
I am. What can I say?
Well, he's
You're
a
so
collector of
enlightened.
printed materials, but also that time frame of going out in the club. He was also there, and it's near and dear to his heart. But when you were talking about the book initially, before I knew what it was about because I didn't get the PDF, you were saying like how you're fascinated with that specific time frame of 09 to 012, generational divides and things like that. Is that fascination going to turn into more output? Maybe, a screenplay, a novella,
wow,
an essay or something
Should it?
just to explore. I mean, that's what I thought the book was going to be about. I thought it was going to be one of those books that you read instead of look at. But it's just something that I'm very fascinated in. That was no shade, by the way. But I think I want to see you explore that subject more because I find it really interesting. That
Did
little
you?
window.
I'm sure you two read Mark Ronson's book, Night
yeah,
People.
we talked about it a lot on the pod because it was so thorough as far as like the
They sent the hardcover.
the deep diving on the music stuff and like really getting into it. I asked him, I was like, dude, that's just nerd. He's like, I couldn't have done it without that because it was like what made it interesting to me, which I found because I was like, I think that would polarize some people because it's so in the weeds, but I think it does paint a better picture that way.
Yeah. Did Mark do the podcast?
Yeah, he's on the podcast a couple times. Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
A couple times.
No, I mean, I wasn't.
times.
I didn't mean it like
He's
that.
got more followers than you two, but it's not a big
Wow.
But I do think that when you realize that your age group is now old enough to look backwards and a younger demographic is interested in that, I do feel like that's a real moment in a person's life.
For sure. And I also think most people who do what we do are always looking forward. There's not a lot of time for personal nostalgia. Of course, fashion people, art people are constantly looking back for references or inspiration.
Yeah.
But the idea of mining your own iPhoto or your own, archive for pictures or stories, it was surreal because I really feel like that was yesterday. It doesn't feel like it was 17 years ago.
Now, when you were doing this, did you get misty? Like, how did it make you feel? Like on an emotional level?
Did a post-nasal drip come back out of nowhere?
Yeah.
There were moments that made me misty. I don't understand the post-nasal drips comment.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
Cocaine.
Cocaine.
Do you guys have allergies?
Yeah. Jason's famously allergic to a lot of stuff.
I do have some sinus issues, but it was more so when you do cocaine, you get a little drip, and people do cocaine in the club.
I just thought you had a deviated septum. I had no idea that you were talking so quickly to so many strangers for so long.
I am deviated, if you must know.
He's deviated, but he's famous for his schnauz, so he can't go get it fixed. Like, everybody, I have a deviated septum, I have to get a nose job. Jason can't do that. It'd take away from his appeal.
That raw sexual chemistry would be completely diminished if you had a appropriately sized nose.
I can't tuck my ears either. People like these satellite dishes.
The saucers.
Wow, look at those.
I know. Don't, Jason. No.
Are you an ear guy? What's your body part, Derek? Armpits? What's up?
That's my preferred body part, or like your nose in your ears that I'm insecure about?
No. You're a body part on a partner that you covet the most.
I like a sensitive soul and a good sense of humor, Jason.
You lying sack of shit.
Just say collarbone and move on. Come on, give me the real shit.
Just say collarbone and move
I like
on.
a thick neck. A thick neck is what I'm looking for.
Hell yeah!
Now.
You like a thick neck?
Hell yeah!
There we go.
Get you one of those little F1 drivers.
I'm gonna circle back onto the stuff that made me misty-eyed and vaguely leave the homoeroticism back on the table.
Circle back.
I got misty when I would find pictures of people who are no longer here, like Karl Lagerfeld or Andre Leon Talley, or you guys remember Peaches Geldof?
Of course,
I found some great pictures of her.
Yeah.
So there are definitely moments, like when I found all these pictures of Andre Leon Talley, I wanted to send them to him, and so there was some. I mean, I was so close to him that I was bawling my eyes out when I had to remind myself he wasn't on this planet anymore. But it was there were definitely moments of unmistakable acknowledgement that like life is different now. That the other thing that I should really point out is that I don't want to be one of these now middle-aged gay dads who talk about the good old days or life was better then. Social media definitely made that type of life impossible. It disrupted magazines. Going out suddenly felt different. Having fun is definitely more performative now. But I don't want to shit talk social media because I made a whole career partly on the back of social media. I always tease my friends I'm like the world's oldest influencer. Like I don't want I don't want to say that it's all been bad.
No, I don't think. I think you can like see both things. I think both things can be valuable.
But if social media never existed, you'd be finding a way to be influential otherwise.
So when I'm growing up in St. Louis and you've got your face pressed against the glass and you're looking on this industry of art and fashion and culture and style, like I really thought I was going to get a job at a magazine and work there my whole life. And suddenly the landscape, I don't need to tell you guys this, and I'm sure the 4 or 5 people who are listening already know this too, that magazines look much different now.
4 or 5 editors in chief. Continue.
the media landscape looks so much different now. So, I always get these annoying questions, which I'm sure two enlightened interviewers like yourself would never ask someone, like, what do you want to do next? Or what does the next 10 years look like? All those questions seem so silly to even contemplate because, guys, AI is going to change the way, the way that social media changed the way media looks now. The next digital wave is going to why make plans? It's all going to be chaotic and terrible.
No,
So
We should have a 5-day plan, not a 5-year plan.
there we go.
you seem similar to Jason and I in a way
How
where
dare
it's
you?
like,
Let me stop you right there. How dare you? Whatever comes.
I mean, not financially, of course. You're much better off than we are. I mean more like you sort of things have happened to you and you roll with it, and more things happen, and you just go with it. And I think it's encouraging to see other people do that, because it feels like you've just sort of figured it out as you've gone along and figured out what your strengths were and just sort of went with
But
it.
it's a conscious. For me, I can't speak for you and the other one. It's a conscious choice to
Yeah. Of
roll
course.
with the punches. Because there was a moment. So my first job out of college, I worked at Vogue, and I was fired. And there was a moment when I was like, "Wow, I'm going to move back to Missouri and become a realtor. That's a wrap on my dreams." And so I think realizing, my version of my career is going to be different was a conscious choice. And in a weird way, I'm still often surprised it has managed to work out as much as it has managed to work out. Even last night, for example, I had this book party at Karl Lagerfeld's photo studio, which I had worked with this master at so long ago. It's a surreal concept to think. I never dared to dream as big as I am living.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
And I won't even make you list off the bold-faced names, page 6 style, who are in attendance. I wouldn't ask you to do that. It would be gauche.
Give me a couple, Chris.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen the wrap-up yet. I'm sure there'll be a Vanity Fair exclusive with the pictures, as well as all the bold-faced names and a party report.
Vanity Fair literally wrote about this book 2 days ago, Chris. I can see your research was thorough. And
Derek, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a party report, and you know they're different. Don't try to do this, okay? You know they're different. If anybody knows they're different, it's you.
Wow.
Try this bullshit with me.
This hostility.
When Derek hits publish on that post, you'll see.
I know
Chris.
this is an audio format, but I need everyone to know that Chris was just pointing at the camera and screaming at me, and it was hostile and belligerent, and I don't feel safe.
Sometimes I do make people feel unsafe, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, Chris likes to do this thing where he's like, "I'm recording you," and he's like, and they're like, "I know I'm on a podcast, I know that," and he's like, "No, I'll film you," and he starts filming the camera on the screen. It's so weird.
Wow,
I know.
That feels
His Karenisms are in his DNA. He can't help.
I can't help myself. I can't help
real
myself.
proud boy.
Real proud. Proud of lots of things. Proud of lots of
Okay,
things.
I wanted to get your take on. We were talking on the intro of the episode. Do you think Lena Dunham has the power to split up Jack Antonoff and Margaret Qualley?
I love Lena Dunham. I don't understand the question though. Is there a suggestion?
Well, the stories are now that Margaret Qualley and Jack Antonoff have split. She deleted his photos from Instagram. She didn't come to the wedding. And there's rumors that the power of Lena Dunham, she's sort of harnessing.
I thought Margaret got off Instagram.
Hey, man, I'm reporting what the Daily Mail told me. If there's not a better
This
source.
is why we have you on, Derek.
Oh, okay. So you've gone straight to a primary source, the Daily Mail. Then, excuse me. I am so sorry for having.
This is a good question for you. Do you know anyone, and tell us the truth if it's you, do you know anyone who pays for Daily Mail Plus so they can see every story?
I don't, and I'm on I'm on several group chains, and like sometimes there'll be a story someone wants to know, and they're like, okay, who, can someone PDF it? Can someone? And I was like, not me.
Daily Mail, I'll pay
Not
for
me.
anything. Daily Mail Plus, I can't pay. I'm like, that's too far to pay for.
You'll only pay for real journalism. Got you, Chris.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah. If you call Substack real journalism,
How much
then
does
yes,
it cost?
I will.
Is
But
it expensive, like Shutterstock or
Oh
something?
no, it's not expensive. No. It's like $2.99 a month. It's just that is a line. That is just a bridge I can't
Well,
cross.
now I know what you're getting for Christmas this year.
That'd be an amazing gift, actually, to give someone.
I agree.
That's a
Lifetime
Wait, is that how much?
subscription.
Is that how much it costs? My Substack is $6 a month. So you're suggesting that I am twice as expensive as the Daily Mail?
Yeah, and you don't even offer as much. Just
Well,
based
you've
on
got
what
you have so many employees and staff that you got to pay out of that $6.
All right, so you worked at Vogue and got fired. Didn't you work at Teen Vogue too?
I graduated college in 2004, and I got a job that year out of college, and I worked there for almost a year until 2005, and then I was essentially flung to the freelance gods, and I would literally write for anyone.
Sure.
I wrote for Teen Vogue. They had just launched Chinese Vogue and Russian Vogue, Spanish Vogue. I would come over to your house and write your emails. It was very. What's even crazier? I didn't have health insurance. When young people come up to you now and they say, "What advice do you have for starting a career and stuff?" I always sort of hesitate because my early days were really so reckless. No health insurance, living paycheck to paycheck, getting paid $2 a word. Now, of course,
$2 a word's pretty high nowadays.
Yeah, $2 a word's a dream.
Nowadays, you can't tell people to go out all day and go out all night. You have to remind them to make space and prioritize well-being. And I did not have space or well-being for many, many years.
Nowadays, it's like the job is very different than what it used to be when you're dealing with young people.
I used to complain about it. I used to say, like, these kids don't have what we had, and we had all this hustle and stuff. But I have to remind myself, of course, that the world is different.
Yeah, it is.
We were not as harassed by screens and social media. And so maybe the idea of a mental health day to me is absurd, but maybe young people today need them in a way we didn't.
Maybe.
I'll do stuff for free all the time because I don't care. If I want to do it, I'm going to do it. I know that a lot of my peers are the same way, and I have some friends that are like 30 that have that attitude, but I would say most young people think they need to get paid to do every single thing, and that's just sort of not how we were raised.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't think that my sort of gut reactions to younger people entering the workforce now is not that they ask for money, is that they ask for so much white glove treatment, that they want a soft landing on everything.
I think it's both. I think it's both.
I want you to pay me $50 an hour and also be really nice to me and please never hurt my feelings.
But then I think about what Instagram was like when it started. Remember when it was all sunsets and avocado toast and selfies and shit? And even if we think about how interacting with that has changed now, I used to go on Instagram, you're waiting for a taxi or you're on the subway or, like, I'm going to see what my friends' kids that I've never met are up to. And now
so big.
Now you're waiting for an Uber or something and you whip out your phone and I want to see what's happening on Instagram. And it's, dead baby in Gaza, Ukraine. Yeah, it's the stakes of engaging
right
externally, even on your phone, are so much higher. My immediate reaction when a young person asks for a mental health day is to say, like, fuck off, you soft loser. You don't have what I had. But like, maybe if you've just been on TikTok for 2 hours, maybe if you've been on TikTok for 2 hours, you do need some time off.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I'll never work with you again.
You do need some time off, and I do wish you well in the rest of your troubled life.
I'm going to give you more than a mental health day. You're done.
I think you're giving young people a lot of grace, and I think that's very sweet of you to do that. But all this stuff is elective at the end of the day. Like, no one's technically forcing you to scroll TikTok, babies and GoFundMe's and cancer diagnoses, but the resistance is very difficult.
That's true, Jason.
Almost impossible, I would say. Are you on TikTok?
I'm not on TikTok. That's when
I'm proud of you.
That's when I knew it was.
That's another thing that we have in common, Derek. We never crossed that picket line into TikTok land. It just felt.
I did Friendster. By a show of hands, who was on Friendster? I see 3 hands. I did Facebook. 3 hands.
Chris is still on Facebook.
Twitter.
I use Twitter all day, every day. That's still my number one.
Wow. Instagram,
Snapchat, no.
I'm not on Snapchat. I'm saying I did all these. And people who want dick pics. I did all these things, but then when TikTok came around,
Can I have a dick pic?
I didn't have it in me.
Yeah.
Too bad. We don't have time to explain Makeout Club to you, but that's the real OG
What's
social
Makeout
network.
Club? What do you mean we don't have time? You got something else to do? Isn't this your job? Like what else? Are we doing your job right now?
Makeout Club was like basically Friendster for the punk and hardcore community before Friendster existed. So it would be like
Makeout Club is an app or it was a viral challenge?
Makeoutclub.com was a website. No, this is 1999. This is
that
like
was hot or not.
It's a message board for emo sluts.
No, this is cooler than that because you could talk about how you liked Morrissey and Camus. It had everything.
Oh, so it was performative losers as opposed to superficial.
I wasn't going to say that, but you're not wrong when you make now that you say it. But it was like a guy like
horny performative losers.
But it was like
okay,
it was the first place I ever saw where you could like write your interests and post pictures of yourself, and other people could see that and contact you.
Oh, when you finally felt seen, Chris. That was so good. Oh, this was great. Was being a straight white male in the South hard for you?
Actually, yeah. When you looked like me, Derek, if you want to get into it, yes, I rejected societal norms and could have lost 50. So what do you want to say?
Wow. Oh, so now we got time. Before we didn't have time, but now when we're talking about you, now we got a lot of time.
Chris was punk as fuck and obese. So
yeah. Please, you don't know my struggle. Okay, I wasn't in the club with celebrities drinking champagne. Okay, I was struggling.
Growing up as a young gay person in St. Louis, Missouri, was a stroll in the park. Oh, because you ate too much? Fuck off.
Oh, wow. The biggest city in Missouri. Wow. Must have been tough.
It's not even the capital of Let me buy you a map, Jason. Jeff City is the capital of Missouri. And don't forget, Kansas City is also in Missouri, which is where Mr. Travis Kelce's.
Yeah, I know Travis Kelce. I know Jason Sudeikis. There's a couple other.
Jason
I like
Sudeikis?
Jeff City, by the way.
Jefferson, yeah.
Who else is? Oh, is
Sorry,
Paul?
I forget that my lingo is so Midwestern still because you can take the boy out of Missouri, but not the Missouri out of, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
A river rat like you.
You really tried to get it out, but you can't. You've really tried. You've gone as far as you could.
Yeah, when you get drunk, does it come out?
I love where I come. Does what come out, Jason?
Your southern affectation.
Don't act like he meant penis, Derek. I saw what you did there.
I do declare. I do not mean.
I do declare this is my penis.
I used to go to the Lake of the Ozarks every summer with my family and my long-suffering and incredibly successful, and obviously something's wrong with him, my much better half, Nick Brown. We're bringing his dad and his stepmom to Missouri with us this summer, too.
Shout out to Nick for slumming it with a guy from the Midwest. Nick's at the top of the pyramid. I love to see it.
He's going to put some Michelob Ultras down just to be nice.
Michelob Ultra, Bud Light, St. Louis, Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, you can't.
Jesus, guys.
You're a Bud Light drinker?
Yeah.
You and Posty? That's cool.
Is that short for Post Malone?
Don't act like you don't know that. Is that short for the U.S. Postal Service? I'm unfamiliar.
I don't know. Some of those guys are definitely drunk.
Just mail carriers?
That's true.
Is that it? I saw Chris got some food delivered in the middle of this fucking podcast.
That was I want to be clear, that was my shoes. The hotel shined them for me because they'd gotten dusty.
Oh,
Pause.
of course.
Yeah. Oh, you've never had a suit pressed and shoes shined at a hotel? Come on.
Not when I'm working, Chris. And I'm going to introduce you to what a job is. A job is something that you prioritize over shoe shines.
I prioritize. That's why I farmed it out to the nice people here at the Rosewood. I didn't do it myself.
I guess you lost your do not disturb sign.
No, I don't think I think they're so nice here, they won't leave it outside the door because obviously then it could get stolen.
Your shoes are safe. That's still...
I'm sick of this shit.
I honestly, I thought your camera froze because you got red so hard, but you were really just stuck on stupid for that long.
Derek's got me stuck on stupid.
Chris, what kind of shoes are those? Just for
the JM Weston penny loafers. Derek's got a pair.
It's a classic Weston.
Chris, I don't mean to. I'm sure your shoes are lovely, and I apologize for criticizing your look. I'm just trying to stay present in this kind of broy.
I understand.
He's participating in the locker room talk the way we are.
This is harder for you than it is for us.
We got the double dutch going, and you're jumping in, you're jumping out.
As a fan of this podcast, I know that you gentlemen show affection for each other by criticizing their physical appearance and sometimes insulting them to their face. So I'm sure your loafers, penny loafers, you said. I'm sure they're very lovely and super expensive.
Well, they are now thanks to the shine they got. They were looking a little, worse for the wear. That's
Derek, on that note, let's get back to the New York Tough embroidery on the shirt. Is that like a call and response to the Boston Strong? Is there a story behind it, or are you just a tough New Yorker?
These shirts were made during COVID, I think, as a maybe a fundraiser for...
I would love to know who made... okay.
Fundraiser. Say something. Say something now. It's a fundraiser for COVID people.
Okay. 125 went pretty far to save lives, I'm sure, but I still...
COVID people? What do you mean by COVID people?
What exactly do you mean by that?
The first responders or the first deaths? We're not exactly sure yet, but...
Not 100%. We're not 100%. All right, what's on the docket for the rest of the week over there in Paris?
Today was the last day of shows in Paris. Tomorrow I'm in Rome for a Fendi show, and then I go home to Nick and the Kiddos on Friday.
Okay, are we going quote unquote out east for the weekend?
If you're talking about Long Island, yeah, I'll be on Long Island for the weekend.
Oh, you're one of those guys. I love that. Jason, Jason as a West Coaster, if you don't want to say Amagansett or East Hampton, you say out east, but now Derek has raised the bar and said Long Island, which is the ultimate lie about where you're going.
It's not a lie. It's literally Long Island. That's not a lie.
I know, but you know exactly what the fuck I mean.
It's the same way you like to call yourself an influencer when, there's so much more to your rich tapestry.
If you want to call me a New York Times bestselling author, that's on you. If you want to say I have a house in the Hamptons, that's on you. I'm just going to say I am a Midwestern hustler trying to live his best life one day at a time.
No, I think it's good manners to do that, to play it down. You don't want to sound douchey, but there's a sweet spot.
What is your title at Vanity Fair? Editor at large? Contributing editor?
No, it's special correspondent, but I wouldn't have expected you to look that up before you introduced me. For this
special
podcast.
Correspondent, special correspondent feels a little newsy, I have to say. It feels a little
Want me to blow
Washington
your mind?
Post.
Want me to blow your mind? So I have been on the masthead at Vanity Fair since Graydon Carter's era. And Graydon Carter, he gave me a title that was, quote, our man on the street, end quote.
That's the ultimate. That's my dream. Honestly, that's my dream.
Should I petition to get that back?
It's a little wordy, but I like it.
Special correspondent feels heavy a little bit. It feels like you're going into the war.
Chris, you're showing your age here. The fact that you care about titles and mastheads, I mean, kids don't even know what a fucking masthead is anymore. I'm just trying to, trying to make, good stories, just trying to educate folks.
Okay, yeah, educate is what we're trying to do. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, but you're not on the street that much anymore, though, are you?
Every day.
Okay.
When you want to see my steppers?
I would love to see your steppers.
I mean, I know you physically walk places. I think Jason meant the streets.
Are you quote unquote outside as much as you were at 28? You know what I mean?
I probably am inside more than at 28. Yeah.
I don't mean literally, more so.
Oh, this was metaphorical. Oh, we were talking in metaphors.
Yeah,
not exactly.
I am not living the same life I had when I was 24 at the age of 44.
Look, you're out though. I see you. I see where you're at. You're out, and I appreciate that. You haven't slowed down that much considering your big age and your child rearing and et cetera, et cetera. So you should be proud of yourself.
I like going out. I'm a natural extrovert.
Same. I like going out too. And
maybe you feel the same way because you probably have some people in your life that say like, oh, how do you do it? Aren't you tired? It's such a condescending thing to say. Just because you can't go out
all the time
doesn't mean I should feel guilty about going out.
Because I'm not a pussy, and also sometimes drugs and alcohol. But Chris does it stone cold sober, and I don't think you're a messy bitch, Derek. I think you keep the train on the rails.
That was the first nice thing I think you said to me, Jason. Thank you. That was so sweet. I don't think you're a messy bitch. That was so sweet. Thank you.
Do you have a drink cutoff limit for when you're socializing?
I don't. But I don't.
I do not. No. I kind of let it spray. I let it spray. Well,
I'm a sprayer and a prayer.
Certain nights you feel more inclined, and certain nights you don't need to get after it. You
got to take where the night takes you.
That's true.
You just got to go.
That's true. That's a good attitude to have. What is the Derek? What's the book called?
It's called Fast and Loose. It's published by Just an Idea, and you can find out more on justanidea.com.
Okay, and
follow me on Substack at And Another Thing with Derek Blasberg, and don't forget Instagram. Pop that like button.
And one of the best things about Derek is that.
Why are you laughing, Jason?
Yeah,
because you're too good. I feel like you're
right.
such a.
Shut up.
No, you just said like you're a natural extrovert, but in terms of socializing, chatty convo, dinner party discussions, broadcasting in general, you excel at all of those, and I feel like you need to have your own show.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're such a good broadcaster. You know how to pick the ball up whenever it's falling, and I could see your brain just kind of running circles around everyone else usually in the room.
Should we kill Chris off and do this together, Jason? Is that an opportunity?
Please, God, take me now, please. Yeah, I'll look. I'm not so good with kids, but like the rest of it I could probably handle.
If we got rid of Chris, how would his shoes get shined?
Look, he has so many irons in the fire. If we Tanya him on this podcast, he'll figure out a way to do something.
Well, watch this space.
He'll sell some cameras.
Derek hit Chris in the knee with a fucking metal baton.
Why me? Why me?
All right,
I'll give anyone here who knows the name of the guy who hit her.
No.
A great name. Do you know his name? No Googling. No Googling.
No. I don't know.
Jeff Galooly.
That is a good name.
That's right. Tanya, how many times have you watched that on the Delta flight?
I actually prefer a movie musical on an overnight flight. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Movie musical.
Bohemian Rhapsody is a great one.
I just watched that on my last flight, actually.
Terrible.
The Elton John. Whoa, wow. Wow. After
Yeah,
everything.
Chris doesn't like movies that much in general, but
I don't like Queen. I really don't like the band Queen.
Wow.
Queen's so good.
I find it so deeply corny, even though he's a legend, and I think
You find
he's
the movie corny? You find the existence of this
everything about it. Everything about it.
Defining that's corny.
Something about it. I just cannot get with it. I just find it, and I know that it's good, and I know that I get the appeal. It's just not for me. I respect
He's
it.
missing the Queen chromosome that most people have.
Wow.
Actually, I don't think I am, and that's the thing that makes it confusing.
Wow.
That's the thing that makes it confusing. Derek, thank you for joining us on How Long Gone. We'll have you back anytime. Congratulations on the book, and enjoy Rome and have a safe trip back to Long Island.
Thank you for having me. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Of course. All right, we'll see you soon. Have fun, dude. Good to see you, man.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you.
You say Coke, I say Kane. You say John, I say Wayne. Hot dog, I say Cooler Man. I don't want to be the president of America. You say Smile, I say Cheese. Cartier, I say Please. Income tax,